Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, this is Super Bowl week, and Sunday is the big game, and so there's a lot of hype. And so I was watching one of the sports talk shows, and they had Steve Young on there, former quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers after the great Joe Montana. And he said something that cracked me up. He said, athletes take better care of themselves these days. When I played football, we'd go into the locker room at halftime and 40 guys would light a cigarette. And I laughed. But when I finished laughing, I got to thinking about it. Yeah, it's true. Athletes and even general public know more about their health nowadays than we used to. We know what foods are healthy and what are junk foods. There are a whole lot of different types of exercise regimens that people can choose from. When I was a kid, athletes almost always reported to training camp out of shape. Now they keep themselves in shape year-round so that they're ready to play on the first day of the season. And as a result of this, they also have longer careers because it kind of takes a toll on the body letting yourself get out of shape and then get back into shape. Mickey Mantle was one of the all-time great players for the New York Yankees. But he was a party animal and a hard drinker who really didn't take care of his body. Bob Cousy did cigarette commercials. Players ate steak before the game, which provided no benefit to them during the game. It was sitting undigested in their stomachs. Nowadays, athletes eat pasta before an event, which provides them energy while they're performing. So, it's a fact that athletes today are much better than the athletes of yesteryear. But if those same athletes, if let's say the biggest stars of the times when I was a kid, were playing today, they'd have the benefit of this knowledge and the new training techniques, so they would be stars in today's game too. Now, this brings me to the steroid scandal. And you have to remember that for a long time, there were no rules against steroids in our major sports. So, I don't believe that any player that used steroids before there were rules against it should have that held against him. You can argue that their numbers were artificially inflated, but still they were not breaking the rules. They were not cheating. Now, after there was a ban, then, the players that used steroids after that, the ones who were caught were punished, and they should have been. But I don't think that sports should have banned steroids at all. I think they should have regulated them. Yes, steroids can be abused. They can be used to artificially pump up your muscles and things like that. But it's a fact that steroids promote healing. And if a player is injured, he or she should be able to take steroids under the supervision of a doctor until they are no longer needed, without any penalty. And athletes get hurt a lot. Denying them a medication that will help them return from their injuries faster is a perfect example of political correctness carried to the point of stupidity. It's also stupid to ban marijuana. Weed is not a performance-enhancing drug. In fact, I can tell you from experience that if you smoke weed just before you're about to play a game, it will probably have a negative effect on your performance. But the game will be a lot of fun to play. You'll laugh a lot, mainly because you're fucking up. But marijuana does ease pain, and athletes are often in pain. Over the course of a season, there are bumps and bruises which may not keep them from playing, but they do hurt. So these athletes are walking around in a permanently uncomfortable state where they're kind of achy. And weed could be used to ease that discomfort. Properly used, steroids could help athletes heal faster, and marijuana could help them ease the pain. Not allowing their use is stupid. It would be like requiring athletes to smoke cigarettes at halftime. Requiring it. Thanks for listening.